Welcome back to episode 57 of the Block Runner podcast. I'm your host, William, always here with your co-host, I-Man.
What's up, man?
Dude, welcome back, man. How the streets look right now?
You know what? The streets
are empty.
Bullshit, man. The people are not listening.
They're not listening. No, they're not.
Yeah, dude. Like, I
was going to say a couple days ago we went grocery shopping again.
Yeah.
And the stores are pretty full of
activity,
humans, content,
contagions.
Potentially, it's pretty active, but it's not like normal. I mean, some of the shelves were pretty empty.
Yeah, the shelves are empty, but still, man, people are still
activity,
hustling and bustling out and about. You know, that's the big problem.
Yeah,
is like people just won't take it serious enough. You know, we're kind of like a culture used to freedom.
Yeah,
like when the government tells you to do something, you're like, "Fuck that government!" Like, you know, I'm a free man. You can't tell me where I can and can't go. It's kind of like embedded into our culture now.
Yeah,
yeah. When you look at some Asian cultures, they're way more like obedient, like Japan and Korea.
Yeah,
like they listen, and
they're concerned about their neighbor.
Yeah, whenever there's like a universal threat. And then, like, the response is to self-isolate. Everyone actually self-isolates, you know, and then what happens? Like, the problem goes away.
It does.
We got an issue with that in here in this country. I don't know if it's just we're just too big or too scattered. I don't know. But obviously what we're doing now is not really working too good.
Yeah, it's like definitely the culture. But you know what? In California, they have a full shutdown right now.
Like, when you say,
full shutdown, meaning that you can only leave if you're, like, going to go get groceries.
Nope, can't do that.
Not even that. Not even that.
We need, in my opinion, you gotta lock down everybody, dude. It's a virus, man. Like, all it takes is like one person to go out and spread it all over again. You know, like,
yeah.
I know you can never like eliminate the thing. It's impossible. Even in China, they spent a whole month locked in, and now the numbers are reduced. But now they're all back out again,
and I read that it was picking up again.
Yeah, it's going to. It's inevitable. But the whole idea is to do this maybe like in increments to at least slow the spread, so give like the scientists some time to create some actual legitimate.
Well, the healthcare system really is the main reason.
That too.
Because we can't sustain like millions in the hospital.
Exactly. Which, I mean, I don't know. Let's not turn this too doomy and gloomy. We already did that. You know, that was last week. But I mean, things are doing.
Well, Texas, they've closed down like restaurants and bars and all that, but they haven't done a full lockdown, like they have in California and New York. They have 10,000 cases.
Yeah, because we understand, dude. If we do that, man, so many businesses are going to go under. That's what's holding us back. We care so much more about like our economic status in the world. Like, we're number one right now.
Yeah, people are willing to get sick just to keep up the business.
Keep up the show.
Yeah.
Keep the show running. You know, but inevitably, like, the longer we delay on taking the final measure that's probably needed, you know, the more it's going to hurt, I feel like.
Yeah.
We just got to, like, brunt the pain, bite the bullet, and, like, you know, whoever doesn't survive, it's just like a purge, dude. It's like a crypto purge. Same thing, man.
Yeah.
Crypto industry went through the same thing, like a huge bear market, and only like the real products survived.
That's true. What I mean? That's true. That's why we like Decentraland so much, because they stuck through.
That's true, man.
They stuck through the ups and all the downs.
You know, that's something like that doesn't get said enough, I feel like, is like we've been in the crypto space since like the whole idea of ICOs and like crypto projects started, basically. You know, 2016, 2017. And Decentraland is like probably one of the most ambitious visions as far as like how to apply blockchain. And it actually pulled it off, meaning like they actually delivered.
Yeah.
You know, which a lot of other projects can't claim, you know. So it's pretty impressive. Yeah, Decentraland deserves some credit for sure. I know, like, sometimes we come off as a little overly critical. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're critical to be helpful, not critical to be assholes.
Yeah, like, why would we intentionally like try and sabotage Decentraland's like image or like PR? Because we're deeply invested ourselves. Like, that would hurt us.
Yeah,
we're not trying to do that. We're like, if we come off as like some kind of like cynical or maybe a little pessimistic, I've heard the words floating around as like unfriendly. Yeah, I've heard that floating around. But that, I mean, it's only because we're looking for genuine solutions to like big problems.
Yeah.
So it comes off as like we're
constructive criticism. Yeah. I mean, that's all it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many times we have to, tell everybody that the builder sucks.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're going to do whatever they want. And there's probably a lot of reasons why they keep pushing the builder. There's probably a small group in the Decentraland team that probably doesn't like the builder either, but they have to do it anyways for other reasons.
I mean, right now it's just part of their vision, It's hard for them to. That's part of their vision. That's part of their vision. They're executing on it, and they're trying their best to turn it into something,
Yeah, and even though I think the builder's no good, that doesn't mean that they should stop. I mean, it's not like I know everything, right?
Exactly, Will. About time, dude. It's true, man. Like, we're not like the de facto answers to anything. We're we're in the same boat, man. We're experimenting with everything.
We just see a much bigger opportunity propping up the SDK. Improving the SDK, providing more flexibility, external links, just allowing us to interact with the world from Decentraland.
Yeah.
Like if you allow that as a possibility, you won't be able to predict what Decentraland turns into. Mm-hmm. And that's what you want. That's the end goal. Mm. Because right now, a lot of marketing is done within the Decentraland Discord. But I'm telling you, if you do this right, the marketing will not need to exist in Decentraland Discord. It would happen in the real world, Twitter, Instagram. Like, people will shield Decentraland outside of Decentraland Discord. Mm. That's the end goal.
Yeah, like true viral, like organic shit.
Yeah, like just like everybody shields their website, they're going to shield their land because it has something to provide entertainment, value, some sort of business, whatever it is. Like, that's the goal. It's like Decentraland, your land is like your website.
Yeah, 100%.
And
each plot.
Each plot,
like whatever,
each plot is like a website. It's just a 3D version of a creation that does something, either earns you money, it provides some entertainment, some
you can literally post like a giant whiteboard if you want, and like maybe put a collage of your own pictures on it.
Yeah.
Like, this is my life. There's like a YouTube series about like Draw My Life.
Oh, right, yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. You could do some kind. I mean, it's up to you, I guess. But
yeah, and these things are only possible if the SDK adds that flexibility.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
But yeah.
So speaking of that,
you want to let's jump into this. So, in the interest of showcasing our latest build, we have Corona Zombies.
Yeah, we briefly spoke about it, and we were like kind of like brainstorming live on the podcast, like what it can and can't be. Lastrom, he has like this grand vision of I think we spoke about it last time, turning this kind of like a more of a global experience, but we're not there yet.
Yeah.
Right now, we're just like in the very early stages of development for this thing. So those of you who already own an NFT, like, this is a nice little sneak peek of like what's being worked on.
Yeah. So let's show what we have now. This is in development. Okay.
So this is a 1x1.
Yeah, this is a 1x1, and I think we're gonna stick with 1x1 only. Right.
I mean, there's a lot of reasons for that. Yeah. Because, ideally 1x1 is more ubiquitous, right? A lot more people own 1x1s than anything up bigger than that.
Yeah.
So you want it to be a 1x1 experience. But yeah, maybe the experience will be way better on a 2x2. I don't know. Mm-hmm. We might need some like feedback for that, especially from the people who own. Yeah, because a lot of people who've already purchased it, I think it's too late. We got to stick to the 1x1.
Well, a 2x2 is just going to be the same, more space, and you're not going to feel the pressure.
Okay.
But
so explain what Corona Zombies is, first of all.
It's essentially the Decentraland version of an Outbreak with zombies.
That's right.
And so this is an action shooter, and you pay your 10 mana. There's going to be a daily pod and a monthly pod, just like all our other games. Mm-hmm. And then there is an outbreak of zombies that you have to shoot. And so the kind of what we're thinking for the graphics is going to be more like Doom style, like Doom 1987 Doom. And so it's like 2D sprites just going after you and trying to kill you.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out like the best way for them. Like, yeah, once Will steps in there, I guess they go ahead and jump in. Right now they're just green blobs, dude. They already got
got smoked.
So don't. Right now, these are like placeholders. This is not what the zombies look like, obviously. But it kind of gives you an idea of what the objective from a player perspective is to be. Yeah, see? This is a game of finesse, evasion.
Yep.
See, you just died.
So one of the things that you can do in Decentraland is go to third person. And once you're in third person, you probably get a little bit perspective of like where all the zombies are.
Yeah.
The only problem is you can... it doesn't look like you're shooting anything, and we have no control over that. So that's another request for the Decentraland team to provide us an ability to
skedaddle, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta kite these fools. Dude.
Dude, I know what I'm doing, man. I've played a game or two.
Were you like harvesting zombies and you can kill them all at once, or what? You need grenades, man.
Oh shit!
Dude, what were you doing, man? Why were you building up an army of zombies, like making it more difficult for yourself? Okay.
So
these gun sound effects you're hearing, yeah, ideally. So this is like phase 1, right? This is wave 1.
Yeah,
which is already looking kind of difficult. You're struggling here.
I'm struggling for lots of reasons, but
I think it's because you're in third person. Don't you think first person is better, or are you just trying to showcase like what it looks like in third?
Shit.
Or you actually think it's easier?
I think it's easier just because I need to know where the zombies are.
Yeah.
And so I'm reloading right now, and I have to. It's hard to aim because I'm losing frames because I'm recording everything.
Yeah.
But like when I'm not recording, I mean I could kill all these guys all in like.
Oh my goodness, dude! You have a giant blob of zombies. This is like a legit strat here, though.
Yeah.
But see, it now just looks like one big square.
Yeah. So we're gonna have probably KJ Walker help us with like the graphics.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. See, I think first person would have been better there, but
it's harder because if you do first person, like you don't know who's behind you, and that's like part of the issue.
Mm.
And right now I'm using like a trackpad, so I'm not in full game gear right now.
So the headshots they do more damage.
They do more damage. So it takes 2 shots to the head and 3 to the body.
Yeah,
like any good zombie.
Yeah. And like we discussed, we've discussed this internally that right now headshots look real easy, but it's not going to just be like the static cube coming at you. We want it to be like there's like a head sway going on, so it's not like automatic, like just point and shoot, you're going to hit the head every time, right? There's got to be some kind of skill element involved. So we're working on that.
Yeah, and so for right now, the development is focused on the gameplay.
Yeah, totally.
And so one of the things that we're going to add...
Holy crap, you're so screwed.
One of the things that we're going to add are legs. So you can shoot at the legs and slow down the zombie.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be crawling, so you have to aim down. And then another thing we're going to add are bigger zombies, right? Taller zombies, shorter zombies that are crawling.
Mm-hmm.
So that way you have like a higher canvas of like potential shooting gallery.
Yeah.
And makes it more difficult. So good old Lastrom was the one who thought of an RPG element to this game that...
Yeah, because right now you're using like... The icon is displaying like a
it's just a
standard pistol, right? Handgun. But really, this is like a revolver because you only have 6 rounds, like 5 or 6 rounds. So that's a pretty basic weapon, right? But at some point, the weapons have to evolve, meaning like either through the progression of the game itself, you get upgrades. So we're thinking you kill a zombie. It'll be very much like if you've played Call of Duty Nazi Zombies, very similar in that aspect, where you're collecting points, right?
Yeah.
Per kill. So after each wave of zombies, you have like an intermission period where you can choose from a selection of options. What do you want to buy? There's some kind of perk. So help me out here, Will.
Yeah. So like, for example, one of the perks would be reloading faster.
Yeah.
Or having a bigger clip. Another perk could be, let's say, an extra health bar. Like, so for example, with this game, if you get hit 3 times, then you die.
Yeah.
Or you lose, right? Essentially, you lose, so you can't really die in Decentraland, right? So you lose. Maybe another perk is you get a 4th health bar.
Yeah.
Right, that's one perk.
Or like a weapon upgrade, right?
Yeah, you can have weapon upgrades, higher shoot rate.
Yeah, so we want it to be like there's actually some strategy involved, meaning you collect a certain amount of points through a round, and then in between rounds, it's kind of like up to you how to spend those points. So you could make the mistake of upgrading your gun
for 10 points.
Yeah.
Which, let's say you get 10 points, you can upgrade your gun for 10 points. So once you upgrade, you lose those 10 points. So now you're starting at 0.
Yeah.
So there's a strategy, there's a lot at stake when upgrading yourself. Right?
Yeah.
To kill zombies at a faster rate, more efficiently, whatever it is.
Yeah, because ideally after each round, the zombies, I don't know, will they get stronger, harder to kill? Most likely.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, most likely. Because it has to be balanced in the fact that you're getting stronger weapons.
Yeah.
You know, the zombie difficulty has to increase with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, what you were saying about Lastrom is he came up with the idea of not making it so like, you know, everyone gets the same guns, essentially. You have to...
Well, I think Lastrom's idea is probably an evolution of this. It could be a different meta. We're not sure. But the idea is more of like an RPG MMO element, kind of like we talked about last time in the last podcast, where you would have like a literal zombie outbreak, and your task is to go to different lands and collectively shoot at zombies, and have this RPG element to it too, and like the game is not like confined to this 1x1 parcel. The game is like in Decentraland.
Yeah.
Like you have multiple lands to go to for like a quest for eliminating the zombie outbreak. So there's so many things that we can do.
But what's happening whenever you're killing these global zombies? Like what's the
so for
reward?
Example, well, that's part of the thing that we need to figure out is from a collective standpoint, you can have like 10 avatars be shooting at this gigantic zombie on this like 2x2 parcel.
Yeah.
Because remember, like in our tower, that's a pretty tall tower. I mean, we can make a zombie that tall if we wanted to.
Can.
Like that would be like a huge zombie.
I agree.
Right? You could technically do that.
It'll be a boss. So like it'll be super rare, I'm assuming, if we're going to create this giant like monster daddy zombie.
Yeah.
And somebody's just going to stumble upon it most likely because there's going to be multiple hosts hosting the possibility of the spawn location.
Right.
You know, ideally we'd want like hundreds of these tombstones, which are going to be like the spawn zone.
Yeah.
Like scattered throughout Decentraland, all different hosts.
Yeah.
So nobody really knows where like the big daddy zombie's going to spawn. Maybe there'll be like little zombies that more frequently spawn, and then you can earn in-game points or something for killing them. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're still figuring out the mechanics. But the big daddy zombie, we want it to be like somebody stumbles upon it, and then immediately they're going to have to go to Twitter, they're going to have to go to Discord and be like, yo, I found the motherfucking daddy zombie.
Yeah.
But because he can't kill it himself. He can't
kill himself, yeah.
It's impossible. It takes like a group effort in order to slay the big daddy. And so why would the people want to get together to do this? In my mind, it's because it's going to be kind of like, I would like it to be kind of like an MMO, World of Warcraft type thing where, yeah, there's 20, 30 people that have to gather to kill this thing, but it drops maybe 3 or 4 NFT items, guns, weapons that can be used in this arena.
That's true.
That's what I want it to look like, but it might be
but
a little difficult.
one of the topics we have to discuss, for this podcast is Anorak in his tournament. But before we get there, like we can take the idea of the tournament and like have hosts who want to stake NFTs, want to stake mana, and they say, hey, I want to spawn a big daddy zombie.
Totally.
And that big daddy zombie, if whoever kills it, like the collective group that kills it, randomly gets to disperse, these 10 NFTs. And because this host is deciding to stake their NFTs for the win, then, it creates an incentive for players to go out there and search for this big zombie. And there's at least that incentive for people to come and go and shoot it.
Yeah.
So maybe that's like, think of the tournament, our monthly tournaments, but manifested into a zombie kill fiasco.
Yeah, but the reason why the current hosts are hosting tournaments and stuff is because they're getting a return on their NFT staking. You know, they're giving out these NFTs to the public.
Yeah, that's true.
But in return, the public is playing on their land
to
and
win.
They're transacting with the meta itself. So
yeah, I mean, but think about it. Like, let's say that this host is putting up the NFTs, like that zombie is being, you know, it's spawning in his location. So if you die, let's say you get you get hit 3 times, you can continue playing by paying 10 mana. And so you have to be part of the group that kills it. If you're not part of the group, then you don't get that those NFTs.
Yeah.
So I mean, clearly there's so many ways to do this. I think once we get closer to building it, it'll start to iron itself out.
Yeah.
And then we'll of course ask the community, you know, their opinion as to how are we going to do this.
Yeah, because one thing we're talking about, like up until this point, every meta that we've created has like the same split, basically, right? 40% split to host the meta. So if you were hosting one of these zombie spawning locations, these global zombie spots, you can't. I mean, there's not much transacting going on at these things, right? On an individual, it's not like people are coming daily to play because zombies aren't spawning that frequently.
Yeah,
you know, like
well, think about it. The only way that you have a chance to kill the big daddy zombie is if you've racked up 100 kills. 100 kills of the smaller zombie.
The tombstone zombies.
The tombstone, yeah.
How come?
Just because
that's just like an arbitrary.
Yeah, it's just
like set.
Yeah.
So then, what do you do when you approach like a random tombstone and there's like a little, you know, little tiny zombie? you pay to execute it or what? Like, how does the land host generating revenues? Want to know?
Yeah, well, that's
what we're talking, because a host is not going to want to host. I mean, unless they voluntarily, you know, give up their land just to support this, you know, this global spawning system just for the, you know, for the giggles of it.
Yeah.
But let's be real, like that's not how the world works, dude. People want money.
Yeah.
You know, especially land investors who spend, you know, potentially hundreds or thousands for their land. You know, so that's what we got to figure out. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, it's sort of like, yeah, I mean, that's what we have to figure out. It's like, well, how do we monetize this?
Yeah, because like
there are ways, but I just we don't know like how we could do it.
Like chain breakers, I did a little bit of investigation, and you know, if you don't know, it's right now they're like in a transition phase. They're selling their product to another team.
Yeah, their assets.
But yeah, so when I heard that news, I wanted to find out more about what chain breakers was, and it's kind of similar in the sense that they have like an RPG global element to it, where there's like questing zones all throughout Decentraland. But I don't think these are like hosted by. No,
they're not.
I think that was like actually their land.
They own that land, yeah.
I think. Because when I'm exploring Decentraland, from time to time, I'll run across a parcel and it says like chain breakers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm assuming they have like land all over the place. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But like I said, they would have the same struggle. Like, how would they get people to volunteer their land to host these questing zones without some kind of like monetary incentive, right? Like, how are they going to generate revenue? That might be like partially why like the project didn't pan out, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Who knows?
Like each zone is like its own quest zone, and then part of this game is that you have to go to each quest zone and kill 20 zombies, and to kill those 20 zombies you have to enter the quest zone, and each quest zone has its own like paywall.
Yeah, so we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
If we get to that point,
Yeah, for sure.
But just the whole idea behind it is like, it creates an incentive for people to actually explore on the daily, right? Because if you're a zombie hunter, man, you don't want to like slack. But so there has to be like in my mind, there has to be a reason for you, to want to like be like a daily zombie hunter. Like I'm roaming the world.
Yeah.
For the potential to kill a zombie that just randomly spawns, and because I did this, it elevates my something, my experience somehow. Like, not just like...
Well, it's, the end goal is to kill the big daddy zombie, right? So the better weapons, the more perks you have, the faster that you could kill it.
Well, the end goal really is to top the leaderboards.
Well, that's for this action shooter.
Okay, see, that's where me and you disagree.
There could be a different end goal for this RPG game.
Yeah, see, that's where me and you are like, we're not in agreement. Like, they're not like a combined experience. Basically, it's like a whole separate thing.
Yeah, it's potentially,
but just like the same brand name, essentially.
Yeah,
Corona Zombies. Okay,
it's like well, what do you call it? Those downloadable experiences on video games, an expansion pack,
like mods.
Yeah,
like a mod.
Yeah, it's like a mod.
Okay. Yeah, if that's the case, if it's a whole separate thing, then yeah, we could work that out easily for sure. The difficult part was trying to figure out like how to
sustain it.
No, like how to combine the two. Meaning, like, yeah.
Well, it's not. They could be their own experiences, but it's more. The real question is how do you sustain it? How is it sustainable?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think just seeing that giant zombie and then like you enter that parcel and you're giving like some puny gun and like you try to kill it and like nothing happens because you're weak.
Yeah.
At least that minimum interaction gives you the incentive to be like, okay, how do I upgrade my character to be able to kill this zombie?
Yeah.
And then now you're like exposed to this world of like questing.
Yeah.
In Decentraland.
So then in that case, like here, you in this mini arcade shooter, you upgrade your gun by killing as many zombies as you can because you're racking up points. You're going to upgrade your gun. You're going to get better perks, et cetera, et cetera. You're going to score a higher, before you get bitten, basically.
Yeah, for sure.
So you're going to use the same incentive, but like, yeah, it's not an arena shooter. You have to actually go hunt these zombies.
Yeah.
Individually.
Yeah.
Like each one you kill, you're racking up points.
Yep.
And then eventually you could spend them for better weapons. And the end game, I guess, is this big daddy zombie that randomly spawns that has like host NFTs caked into them whenever it dies.
Right.
And if you were there participating on its demise, you get rewarded.
You get rewarded. That's
well, potentially, not everyone. Maybe it's like a random.
Yeah, it's like if anyone's played an MMO.
Yeah.
You're not just because you killed the what's that weekly spawn that happens in like World of Warcraft.
Yeah. This is like a world boss. Yeah.
Yeah, like a world boss.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone gets rewarded every single time.
Yeah, it's like a 40-man raid, and there's probably like 4 or 5 things that drop.
Yeah.
And
it took 40 people to kill it.
Exactly. So usually, whoever's the party leader sets it to like group loot, so like somebody doesn't just like steal everything, and then you have to roll for it. There's like a rolling system. But in the Decentraland's case, it'll probably just be like a random, like
it's a random drop.
Yeah, whoever interacted to kill this thing, like all their addresses are like
random roll on the 10 ETH addresses.
Kind of like that graveyard event. If
Exactly.
you're around,
exactly.
Yeah, like Decentraland hosted a Halloween event where you literally just went around interacting with grave sites and stuff. And then if you were lucky, you were lucky. You got a mythic, whatever. And I actually ended up getting one of those mythics. So
you got one of 10 mythics. The first.
I got the first. Hell yeah, dude! I got like the best Diamond Skull mask in the world.
And you only played for like less than 10 minutes.
I know. What a boss.
What a boss.
But in this case, you actually have to put in some work to like get to that level where you can actually. But see, then that there's a problem there, because what if there's different like levels of, like, let's say some guy who's killed a shit ton of zombies in the world, let's say like 1,000, and he's got like this super powerful gun.
Mm-hmm.
So he's doing like the majority of the damage to the zombie, and then some dude who maybe killed 100 zombies, he's got like
he did some damage.
Not as much.
Yeah.
And then he ends up winning the fucking thing.
It's RNG.
That's life?
You gotta pray, dude.
That's life, bro.
Pray to RNGesus.
Damn, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, that's it.
That would piss me off to no end. But that is kind of like how life goes sometimes.
That is how life goes.
Life
dude,
you
spent 10 minutes looking for NFTs.
True.
And you got the mythic. I didn't get anything.
How long did you spend?
I spent more than 10 minutes.
Why, dude?
Well, what do you mean, why?
Like, I clicked on everything just like you. What were you doing? Just like multi-clicking? Like,
I don't know.
You were just exploring.
I was exploring. I mean, I told you where to go, and because I told you, you got that mythic.
Yeah, that's right. You went first, so you had to spend some time to like figure out how this worked.
Yeah.
And then I logged in, like, just do this, like,
yeah.
all right. And I hopped in the sticks and just totally ninja looted you.
Yeah, you did.
Ninja looted everyone. Actually, I got the 1 out of 10. But yeah, that was cool.
So same applies here. I mean, if you don't get anything, I mean, you can. Like,
I mean, nothing we are saying again. This isn't set in stone.
That's true.
This is what we do on this podcast. We kind of like, for all the past games we've released, we like brainstorm ideas and somehow Oscar makes them happen. You know, and now we got some help with Lastrom, so these things are going to be even cooler.
Yeah. So if you have your own thoughts and ideas, please post them in the comments. Hit us up on Discord, whatever. Like, if you think zombie sucks, or you think Corona Zombies is insensitive, let us know.
That too, man. Yeah,
I mean
come on, man.
Is it insensitive?
I don't think so, but some people might perceive it so. Like, maybe we're like over capitalizing on like a global crisis by like hijacking its name. But in my mind, this is a place you come to get out your Corona hate.
Yeah,
murder some Corona zombies. You know, we're not saying anything other than that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, right now in the real world, it's an invisible monster, and so we're making it visible and killable in Decentraland.
There you go.
It's that simple.
Yep. We're not saying anything else besides that.
We're definitely not minimizing the situation. I mean, this is a global pandemic. The last time this happened was like 1912 with the Spanish flu.
Yeah, to this kind of scale for sure.
Yeah. And the Spanish flu, I think it killed millions of people.
Definitely did, dude. And it was like super quick too. It was like over the span of like a few months. Like at this time of like the virus's
it's like millions
progression, millions are already dead.
Yeah.
Isn't that so insane to think about?
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah.
But at that time they didn't even have germ theory. Like, they didn't even know like you could get germs.
No? Not at 1912?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. It was cutting it pretty close back then though, for sure. Yeah, like they didn't have nothing.
Yeah, nothing
like we have now.
Yeah, people were just like dropping dead, and they're like, "Well, why is this happening?"
It's like God hates us.
Yeah,
dude. It's like we pissed off the Lord somehow, man. There's a lot of people saying that even today, man. Like, these are some serious like end time signals, you know?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I'm not saying I'm seeing end time signals. What I'm saying is,
no, dude,
I can see how people may perceive it as end times.
Okay, I thought you were like a freaking revelationist over here, dude.
No, negatory, dude.
You don't believe in the 4 horsemen? No, this isn't the first one?
No, we're not seeing the first sign of the apocalypse at all.
Okay.
No, man. Sorry to burst that bubble, dude.
We'll see, man. Hey, man. Shit.
I mean,
like, if one day we're both at the gates, dude, and then like I'll just give you like, dude, remember that time you said like this shit's not cool?
I was like, dude, put in a good word for me, bro.
Yeah. I'll try.
It's like, Will, he made Corona Zombies, and he did this cool thing in Decentraland once.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure God's going to care about all that. Yeah. But we're good people, man. That's the one, you know.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, let's not even talk. Let's not go down this rabbit hole. This is a dirty one.
Oh.
But see, okay, what else do we have to talk about Corona Zombies? So, yeah, there's development has begun. That's the big signal we're trying to convey.
Yeah, if there was any doubt, boom. Doubt averted.
Especially those of you who've like pre-purchased your copy of Corona Zombies. You know, it's on its way. It's coming.
Well, let me give you the full vision, because we discussed this a few hours ago with Corv.
Yeah.
And the full vision is this: instead of this cube, it's going to be fences. And instead of like the zombies just spawning right next to you, they're going to climb the fence. And then once they climb the fence, you'll know where they're coming from. So it'll give you time to prepare, like strategize, like where you can position yourself while they're climbing. And then once they climb over, then you can start shooting.
Yeah.
Or, you know, there's a potential where you could, start shooting them while they're climbing the fence.
That's what I would be doing.
Yeah. And
blasting those fools.
And then you get, you buy yourself more time. Because this is a time-based game, man. You get overrun. Like, all these zombies, there's no way I can kill them now. There's, like, for sure, like, death imminent right now.
Yeah.
It's just because there's way too many.
Yeah. Oh,
you see that?
Jesus. Oh, you freaking juked them, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
See, and I'm trying to aim.
So the thing you were talking about, request to Decentraland devs, you know, if any of y'all watching this,
Which
you want it to be like, so you're playing this in third person, and obviously it doesn't make sense from a physics standpoint. Like, you're shooting.
Yeah, but I'm facing
unless
the
you're
camera.
like, yeah, exactly. Unless you're like, from that movie Wanted, you're throwing like curved bullets or some shit like that. You're like flicking bullets around.
Yeah.
But that's not what's happening here. He's just literally not turning around when he's trying to shoot behind him.
Yeah, so if we can get a model that has the avatar like aiming a weapon, and for every time that I hold the shift button, I slow down, obviously, like I'm slowing down now.
Oh, good.
But
good juke.
But I have the ability to shoot those guys. So every time I hold the shift button, I'm aiming my weapon. Like, I don't know if you guys have played Resident Evil 2, but if you go and play that game, you have to hold down like one of the buttons in order to bring your gun up. And when you bring the gun up, you start moving a lot slower. But the trade-off is you can start shooting at zombies.
Yeah.
Right? And so the same thing applies here, right?
Yeah.
I'm moving slow, but I can actually shoot the zombies.
Yeah.
And then once I'm reloading, I can like run around and reload and reposition myself.
Yeah.
But once I bring the gun up, I'm slow.
Me personally, I would like my solution would be to make this only first person game, but I don't even think that's possible either.
Yeah,
you can't just like eliminate the option of third person. At least not that I'm aware of.
I mean, first person is good, but damn, the visibility is like low.
But that's the whole point, man. It's like you gotta really up your mouse sensitivity and be like on alert.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's the whole. It's like a twitch shooter, meaning like there could be a zombie right behind you. Oscar was actually saying, like when we were discussing this game, that he wants it to be like, especially if like some kind of like Turtle Beach Elite headset or something, you can tell which direction the zombies are around you. You can hear them behind you. You know what I mean?
See, I don't know if we have position. I think we can attach a sound element to a
like
moving.
A specific. Yeah.
If you could, then yeah, hell yeah.
Then you'll know, like you can hear like
yeah.
like behind you.
See, dude, that'd be awesome, dude.
Yeah, like you just turn around and like headshot.
Hey, but I got 25 kills right there, though.
Not bad, not bad. That's with the starter weapon, dude.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
6 rounds, man. So eventually, yeah. See that? Say that's wave 1. You've completed wave 1.
Damn.
Not bad, dude.
Yeah.
Now you got intermission time. You probably collected, I don't know, a couple hundred points. And then there's gonna be somewhere in this 1x1 you can interact with. Maybe it'll just be a prompt in between rounds.
Yeah,
like kind of like in Counter-Strike, right? Like there's a specific zone where like a weapons list drops down and like
exactly,
little things like perks, et cetera, et cetera. So you can decide what to
I can spend
your points on.
Spend my kills. Like imagine the whole point of this game is to rack kills, right? That's how you go up the leaderboard. But then you're tasked with like, do you risk spending points to upgrade your character for the next round to collect more points? Then it's like, dude, like you have like life choices to make right here.
That's to me that's like super important because that's strategy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like real strategy. Like not everyone's gonna think the same way, and some people will value certain things greater than the other.
Yeah.
Over time, they'll learn like an optimal build.
Yeah.
To like keep grinding and killing zombies and shit, and then those people will be rewarded because they'll be the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah.
And they'll take home these monthly pots and shit.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's the whole idea. But see, this is pretty complex, man. As far as the game goes, like way more complex than anything we've made so far. And
the other thing that we want to do is also take advantage of the volume here. So maybe we add a couple platforms. And then you can shoot down at the zombies, and then they also like spawn, on the second level of this cube. So we want to take advantage. I mean, we can't like we're wasting all that space up there.
Hold on, look up, like the leaderboards up there. That's a whole second level you're talking about.
Yeah, that's the second level, but also
1x1.
But also like I'm talking about from above the middle E to above. Like we could put a platform up there.
Like a little ramp.
Yeah.
You could. Yeah, just to make it like there's. See, that sounds
more
crazy.
Spaces. Like for example, if you get like cornered here, you can at least go up the ramp to cross the other side.
Like zombies already up there waiting for you, wouldn't
they? There might be, but there might be only one instead of like the 20 down here.
That's true. Interesting. I also wanted it to be like when you step into this arena, you see how like everything is see-through. I want maybe like you step in, everything all of a sudden is night.
Yeah.
So to kind of like add on to the ambiance of like, if this is a zombie apocalypse, like, it's nighttime, there's a moon, there's some fog, I don't know. But that wouldn't be the first. I've seen other metas out there. Like, remember the astronaut boy in the Fantasyland or whatever it's called?
Yeah.
Or what was it called? Festival Land.
Festival Land, yeah.
Yeah, you step in there, everything's like space. You see stars. It's all pitch black in there. And
yeah, but they also had like a 4x4 parcel.
Yeah.
So that's the difference.
Yeah. I don't know, but that's just an idea, like I said.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that. I like the fence idea. I think that's freaking awesome. Pulling off these animations. I mean, we have all the faith in the world in you, KJ. That sounds difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you're a professional, right? But
so, I mean, the animations are not complicated. They're not like full fluid animations. They're more like when the zombie is walking, it's moving the left foot, then the right foot, and then you're switching between the two images. Mm-hmm. So that's the animation.
But like when I think animation, it's like you said, if you shoot out the legs, the zombie's gonna be slower. Gonna crawl at you.
Yeah. So that's a different animation.
But like, the transition between upright to
there's
crawler,
no transition.
It's just gonna be like just instantly crawling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Okay. Yeah, show me some examples, dude. You know what? You're older than me, man. Like you played these like old school games more than I did.
Yeah, man. Look at these images. Those are 2D images.
Yeah. See, you know what? I didn't play much Doom.
Dude.
I played Duke Nukem?
Yeah.
Very similar.
Duke Nukem had the same like architecture. It's the same thing.
Yeah, but it was a little better looking, I think.
It's a little bit. Yeah, it is a little
came
bit
a
better.
little further down the line.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, here we go. This is Duke Nukem right here.
Yeah. See that? Yeah. So see that gun? Like,
yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking too.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, man. We could totally do this. Like same quality, same everything. This is exactly what I'm thinking too.
Okay. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. We're bringing back retro gaming,
Hell
dude.
Yeah, dude.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hell yeah.
Dude, gaming has gotten so convoluted and like overcomplicated and like
with like the graphics and all that.
Yeah, I was playing the new Call of Duty the other day, the new Battle Royale version of it, and I was like, I just bought like a top of the line computer a year ago. And I'm trying to play this fucking game, and it's already like my computer's trash again. Like, why are we trying so hard to like optimize these graphics? Does the realism really mean that much to people, or like it's limiting like your market? You know what I mean?
Dude, imagine if our zombies like were like huge dudes like this. Look at this.
Yeah.
Huge monsters.
It has to be, dude. And I was thinking maybe even taking it even further down the rabbit hole, like these things actually have like boss fight mechanics, because it would be kind of lame if it's just like sitting there like everyone's shooting it doesn't do shit. I want it to be like like spitting like just like a pool of green in the ground you gotta avoid, like in WoW. If you stand in the green, you lose. Like if you stand in it for longer than like 3 seconds, you're done, you're out. You're not gonna get the prize whenever the rest of the group kills it.
Look at this beast right here. Like this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's perfect. Look at the freaking dancing women. It's so Duke Nukem.
So yeah, man. Like all this is completely doable.
Hell yeah, dude. I can't wait.
See, now that's gonna be fun. Like
I agree.
How is anyone gonna complain that there's nothing to do in Decentraland now? It's like, oh, but it costs 10 mana. It's like, okay. You can go play your Duke Nukem then.
Yeah. Yeah, it costs money, but that's the. I mean, yeah, the hosts got to get paid, dude, because they're giving out hella loot. That's the whole idea, man.
Dude,
these guys ain't gonna. It's not charity work out here, dude. Like these hosts is giving out things for free.
Yeah.
I mean, there's time and a place for that, but yeah, man.
Yeah,
these hosts.
That time and that place is not in Decentraland.
Totally.
At least it won't be soon because it's not sustainable.
And we're not saying everything has to be like. There's been some debate about like people thinking our mentality, our vision, our goals with MetaZone and the games we're making and stuff is kind of like shallow. You've heard that before, haven't you?
Yeah.
What's your response to those people, Will?
I see where they're coming from, but I don't think, like I said, it's not because we care that much about money. Like, I mean, if I were building a society, the first thing that I would try to avoid is implementing some sort of money.
Yeah.
Right. And it would be more like a resource-based type of society. Like if there's enough resources, then, why not provide the resources that people need? And then anything above that, then people can work for it.
Who provides the resources, though? Some kind of like centralized entity?
No, more like,
an artificial.
No, it's like you do like an autonomous organization that focuses on building the automations necessary to build like the necessities. Like for example, if right now you could technically build a hydroponics facility, a tall hydroponics facility that completely pumps out food without human intervention.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, those are the investments that I would make if I was like designing a society. But in no design is there like inclusion of money. So it's not that we like money or we want more of it. It's more about aligning the incentives for both the players, the land hosts, and anyone building anything.
Yeah, because the reality is we don't live in that vision of your utopia. Yeah. The reality is we live in a system where like the people who are contributing, they have bills to pay.
Exactly.
They have financial obligations. So they're not going to invest their time to create these things unless they can cover that end of life.
Exactly.
It's just the way it is, man. Like,
it's like, we had this conversation a couple of weeks ago, is when you go outside and you interact with anything from your vehicle all the way to where you're going to, you are actively spending money.
Yeah.
Like anything you interact with outside of your house, I mean, even inside your house, you're actively spending money.
Yeah, everything you populated your house with did not come. You didn't build a goddamn thing, probably.
Yeah,
most people.
Exactly.
You purchased it from
this table, the laptop, the hardware, the camera. Everything has cost to it.
Totally.
And it's no different in Decentraland. It's exactly no different.
Agreed. And that's like the perfect segue to plug our new creators.
Well, yeah. For example,
it's actually perfect. Yeah, we had some new creator submissions. We've been talking for like so long, like, man, we need more creators, and we're getting some hot fire from some new creators.
Yeah, so we have actual like furniture that you can get for the houses.
Yeah, we've talked about this, man. Like you were hating on them houses because you're like, dude, like, what's the point, man? I was like, well, eventually they're gonna want to, deck it out with like cool stuff.
Yeah,
and now people, Planet VR. Oh no! In particular, dude. Shout out to Pete, Planet VR.
Pete. So I was talking with the guys, and essentially, I was taking a dump on these like house concepts, but in reality, it's because the SDK doesn't give us a flexibility to do cool stuff in the house, right? So once the SDK allows us to provide like streaming, then we can make a streaming TV meta.
Yeah.
And put it and sell it for the house.
He's got a TV in this asset pack.
Yeah,
designed right there, ready to go.
Yeah. All that needs is like a little bit more like smartness to connect to the internet or to connect to YouTube.
Yeah.
And then now you can like watch YouTube within your house in Decentraland.
Dude, that's game over.
Yeah. Why would you need to leave the house at that point?
And then if you could even take it even a step further, like a little bit of role play action, you can interact with that couch and your avatar is actually sitting there like laying down like a pure veg, and he's, that's cool, man. Like I said, role play is going to be a thing. You're going to have your homies over. Everyone's going to be sitting there watching this television. Yeah. But then there's going to be in-real chat at the same time. So we're all like shooting the shit. We're all going to be like, typical stuff.
Yeah.
Socializing, man. That's the whole thing.
You'd be able to watch a football game with people in Decentraland from around the globe.
Totally. Oh yeah. What the fuck my friends, dude.
Yeah.
Let's do it with like with our homies in Discord.
Yeah, exactly.
We could all just start watching movies together and stuff, dude. That sounds dope.
Like part of what's cool about Discord is that it's people all over the world, and so we're getting to see like experiences from all these people, like interacting with everybody and talking about their experiences with coronavirus.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting.
Fascinating.
Yeah, luckily we created like a community of like people before this all happened, because like we got eyewitness reports from people living in Europe and stuff about how bad it's getting over there before it really started spreading over here in the United States.
Yeah.
So like you said, we got like a really nice perspective of things, because you don't want like 100% trust in like media. because media lies a lot and they sensationalize a lot of things, so you don't really know like what the actual reality of any kind of situation is.
Mm-hmm.
When you get like first eyewitness reports from like real people, then you know like shit's going down.
Right.
Like, this is not a joke.
Yeah, for sure.
Like people are out there like talking. Yeah, they told us like their grocery stores were completely selling out of food like a couple weeks before that started happening here.
Yeah.
So that like prompted me. I was like, all right, dude, I'm gonna go buy as much food and water as I can now before this stuff runs out.
Right.
And like, I loaded up on hand sanitizer, Clorox wipes, all that good stuff. So thanks to the Discord, guys.
Yeah, man. Having access to that kind of information, like it allows us to prepare for stuff.
And yeah, and that's just one example. And also, dude, like the community was organizing another perfect segue. But the community's organizing their own events. We'll talk about that here in a second. But let's keep looking at some more stuff.
Yeah, so I wanna show this this really cool house. It has like a little pool. I mean, look at this.
That's
like,
sexy.
Yeah,
look at that spiral staircase.
How could you not want this?
Hell yeah.
So this is by another creator,
Rizk.
Yeah,
Rizk.
Rizik?
I'm gonna call him Rizk. But see, this is a perfect example. Okay, you're gonna buy this house. It's gonna be an empty shell.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you gonna do with it? You're gonna go back to MetaZone, and you're gonna check out this asset pack that has like, this stuff.
Yeah.
That you could populate your empty shell with, and then with the meta remote that we developed, you can actually individually move these things around and put them in the exact position you want.
Yeah.
This is the vision we had from the get-go. This is what we wanted. This kind of like user
generated and user positioned,
like, yeah, so like where nobody's land parcel is going to look the same because there's going to be like customization.
Yep.
And this is just the beginning, man. There's going to be so many people pumping out furniture packs, and like, you know, TV doesn't have to look like that. It could literally be like a floating fishbowl, that displays images.
Yeah, for sure.
Let your mind, your creative types, like this is another opportunity for you, man. Like to create and potentially monetize. You could create like the next hot thing.
Right.
We have plenty of examples of that already. Oscar's creating hot metas. Crunch is creating, or he created the hot Omni board that people seem to like really love.
Yeah, it looks like I'm having trouble. Like
with the internet?
Yeah, not with the internet, but it's like not displaying the preview links, and I was watching them before, so it's not working. But I mean,
dude, we're 0 for 11, dude. Like something always goes wrong, man.
Yeah, I know.
Holy crap!
Yeah, usually
we'll never have a seamless podcast, dude. That's just not us. We need a freaking guy, man.
A Jamie.
We need a guy so bad.
Let me see if this works. So I'm right now. I'm switching to Brave. And looks like the same issue. Yeah, same issue. So
shucks.
Preview links are not working, and this could be a Decentraland thing, of course, because they were working earlier.
Yeah, we would really like to demo what I just talked about, but at some point we're going to create like a MetaZone demo video where it's going to demo exactly that. The whole process of how to interact with MetaZone,
Yeah.
How to purchase a meta, how to quickly deploy it through the platform, and then how to add customization, how to manipulate it in world with the remote, et cetera, et cetera.
So we're looking at another house by Risk.
Yeah, Risk.
And there's 10 of these. So you have 10. Only 10 people would be able to own one of these houses.
Yeah, we didn't tell him to do that. He set his own limitations. Yeah. That's the whole beauty. If you're a creator, you can just make 10
of these,
or you can make 1,000. It's up to you.
Yeah. So for this one, there's 100 of these.
100 of these assets.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess low poly models of bed, cabinet, fence panel, side table, bench, sofa stool, TV unit, light fixture, and box shelves.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff.
And so we got this MyCube. So this cube is interesting. It's for any developer who wants to understand like the entire flow of purchasing a meta and being able to position, rotate, and resize the meta and try everything out. Like you just purchase this for 10 mana and deploy it, and you can see how MetaZone actually works. And you'll be able to, as a dev, like figure out all the interworkings and everything. And just gives you an example, like the entire flow for purchasing a meta. So that when you're creating a meta, from a house to a game, yeah, you'll understand like how everything works.
Awesome. Shout out to H. Provacos for that request.
Yep.
And then there's the zombie we just talked about.
Yep. And so we have how many of these left? 17 remaining out of 25.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's for those of you who, again, pre-purchased this thing, taking that leap of faith, trusting in Corv's past deliverance. You guys are true MVPs. But there's a reason why Oscar, initially took a pre-sale for this project, because, based off what we just demoed, there's going to be a lot more work that goes into this one than previous ones,
It's a lot more work. We got to pay for assets like the graphics, the animations, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So this game is going to cost more.
Yeah.
Than all our other games.
Yeah. So these funds are valuable in that sense. Like the more funds that Oscar gets to develop, probably the better it's going to turn out, most likely.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that covers that. Man, you look at all these zones. Like, so each zone I think holds like 25. Each page holds 25 of these.
I think 20.
20? Is it 20?
I believe it's 20.
So
yes, it's 20.
Yeah, we're always improving MetaZone, and like the pagination is probably not intuitive. But man, we got like over 60 parcels hosting a meta.
Yeah, it looks like 66.
Yeah. Damn, 66 parcels.
Yeah, man.
Oh, look, this is Hargle's. He's got a Omniboard.
Oh yeah, shout out to Hargle, man, for all the cool. He creates his own Spanish videos. So yeah, shout out to you, Hargle, for spreading the message of what we're doing on MetaZone and like the tournaments and stuff for an audience who might not understand what we're talking about.
Right.
Spanish speaking audience. I don't speak Spanish, unfortunately. Will speaks a little bit of Spanish.
Yep.
But we can't sit here and discuss how we would like it to be. So yeah, thanks for doing that. That's another example of like just community, doing cool things.
Yeah, worldwide. So I mean, look at this. Omniboard, 967 left. 33 people have bought this thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Like all the locations are listed right here of where you'll find an Omniboard.
Yeah, you're gonna have to change that eventually. It'll be like, imagine there's like a couple hundred.
Yeah.
It's got to be like some kind of containment zone for all these zones.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Will said, constantly evolving MetaZone, constantly.
Yeah, and most importantly, like, man, we need more creators building stuff, because I mean, MetaZone, its foundation is basically making it easy to deploy stuff on other people's land. And if you're a creator, like, this is a place to do it.
So speaking of community stuff, Anorak, again, man, he hit a home run with his tournament.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. There it is.
So here's the tweet. So yeah, this tweet, I think, so there was a partnership between Anorak and Play to Earn, and so this tweet got a huge amount of interaction, like 164 retweets, 180 likes. It's like tons of people like commenting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, this is like a crazy amount of like interaction, and I mean, this was like tweeted like 3 days ago.
The tournament's actually going. It's happening now as we speak. Unfortunately, people who are gonna watch or listen to this, it'll be done by the time you hear this. But the point is, he completely independently organized this entire thing. He promoted it to our Discord first, our host channel. So all the hosts, they got a heads up that he's hosting, kind of like a global event for anybody willing to participate and contribute. And then right there at the bottom right corner are his sponsors. And then at the very bottom of this invitation are basically the prizes at stake for the players who participated. 2,500 mana, 40 wearables from varying rarities, Axies, Crypto Kitties. What's that bottom right one? That's just a cat, right?
Crypto Cutie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never seen one of those.
Yeah.
Crypto cuties. They look like cats. They look very similar. But yeah, they're pretty cute. So you can get any of this stuff for participating in this contest. So, and we've seen great numbers, great turnout.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I think this brought on, like, in a single day, over 100 transactions. So we had over 100 plays to win, one of these prizes.
Yeah.
In a single day.
Yeah.
And it's interesting is, like, once money's at stake, again, there's that whole thing is, like, everything's about money. But that's where the incentives lie. Once money's at stake, people come in droves.
Totally.
So, I mean, unfortunately, that's how things are. But,
yeah,
what are you going to do?
Totally. So, yeah, thanks again, Anorak, for, dude,
yeah, man,
initiatives you take. And, dude,
that dude kills it, man.
Hustling hard, man. Again, model host. Definitely. He just got featured in, like, a PC Gamer article and stuff.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I don't even know how you're doing these things. Like, what's your day job, dude?
Yeah.
Like, how do you have time to do all this?
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, PC Gamer came out with this article talking about Decentraland, and for the most part, it was pretty positive. I think there's, like...
Yeah, it was basically a guy, like the journalist, maybe like a couple weeks ago, he started exploring Decentraland for the first time. So, unfortunately, he probably did it during, like, the lowest point as far as, like, user numbers. And he actually mentioned that, like, he spent, like, a couple hours exploring the world, and he had zero interaction with anybody else. So it would have been better if maybe he participated in the chess event. So at least he could have gotten, like, a better perspective of, like, what is potential, what the potential is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so here it is. And so he takes a couple pictures. He goes into a Decentral games like Casino, and talks about some of the parcels that have, like, stuff deployed on there. Overall, it's pretty positive.
Yeah.
And
I think the only real negative thing he said was the
lack of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You would expect, a game. See, that's another misunderstanding. This isn't a game.
Yeah.
But yeah, you expect a game, like, when it's launched to have players.
Yeah, it's like showing up to a website and thinking, it's like, where are all the people?
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's not what a website is about.
Well, it's like showing up to, like, a website that's literally, like, in, like, the beginning of its development.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's like, what do I do here?
Yeah.
It's like going to, like, Amazon.com when they're like, there's only, like, a couple books for sale.
Books, yeah.
Just a couple books.
And like playing off or thinking Amazon's going to be nothing.
Yeah, exactly, dude. That's exactly what people thought, like, when Amazon was probably pitched in the 90s.
I remember I used Amazon to buy books for school.
When?
Back when Amazon was only about books.
Yeah, exactly. It started off with books. So people probably, like, didn't even look past that. Like, oh, there's just a bookstore. This is lame.
Yeah.
But the guy behind the scenes, the
he
fucking
was
Bezos, was like, dude, the guy with the giant brain and stuff. He's like, his brain's like pulsating. He's like, nah, dogs.
Yeah.
Like, this is going way further than just books.
Yeah.
Like, he had a master plan concocted from the beginning.
And just a few years later, he's
well, a little more than a few, but let's call it.
He's got the highest net worth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a few years.
You're right. It is
a decade is not that long.
Yeah.
It's
not. Yeah, within a decade, he's the richest man on the planet.
That's right.
Before he got divorced.
I think he's still the richest man on the planet.
Really?
No, maybe not.
Dude, he literally got cut in half.
Yeah.
Net worth. Dude, but he's going to reclaim that spot, like, next week.
Yeah.
Especially with the coronavirus. Literally everybody's, like, delivering now. Yeah,
I'm sure he invented the coronavirus.
See? Yeah. Pulsating brain, dude. That's something a guy with a pulsating brain would do.
It's like I need to recapture the leaderboards on the billionaires.
Dude, that is like a leaderboard, dude.
Yeah, it is.
It's like a battle between billionaires.
Yeah.
Good Lord. I don't know.
So, yeah, shout out to Luke Winky for writing this PC gamer stuff.
Yeah. It would have been nice if there was a little bit of, like, a mention of us, but no hard feelings. I'm sure. I'm sure he just,
Yeah, not at all. We're cool, man.
Totally.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
All good in the hood?
Yeah, it's all good, man.
Okay, cool.
I'm not even worried about it.
Not even worried about it.
None at all. Zero concern, man.
Cool, man. Cool. Okay.
Let's see. I think let me go back to this list here. So we talked about Anorak. We talked about the games, the metas. I think that covers everything we want to talk about. Unless you want to go into the doom and gloom and Bitcoin colliding.
Not really. Bitcoin what?
Bitcoin like recovering a little bit and then crashing and then you FOMO in.
No, hell no, dude. I don't want to talk about that. Are you kidding me, dude? Yeah. Talk about how. Yeah, dude. I'm not like tuned into the markets like I was back in the day because like my mind is focused on other things now.
Yeah.
Before it was all about like paying attention to all these like shit coins, what's going on in the shitcoin market. Now we got like actual development going on and stuff, things to think about, real problems to address.
Yeah.
I can't like focus like 100% in the markets and like time tops and bottoms and like
true.
Swing and shit.
That's true.
I can't do that anymore. And but the problem is I don't even recognize that and I'm still attempting and I'm totally failing.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just remembered. One thing that we're going to come out with probably before this video comes out is the public roadmap.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to be showing exactly what the roadmap is for MetaZone and like everything that we're working on. And we're going to make it public, just like Decentraland.
Yeah,
we should have done that earlier.
What do you mean?
We just, the roadmap stuff.
Oh, like, yeah, we should have done that earlier?
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't even think about it.
A lot of these things just like I don't know.
There's just like organic
yeah, man. Like, it's like off the cuff creation.
It is off the
like,
cuff.
Now we have like some valid like proof of concept and stuff, and
yeah,
we know this stuff works and people want it and they like it, so it's driving us to create more of it.
Yeah, and we want to focus MetaZone on like creators and SDK developers and those people. So we need those guys to provide us feedback as to, hey, MetaZone needs to provide us with documentation.
Totally.
Or there's not enough this or that.
Yeah.
Like, we want that to exist. We need that feedback. So if you're a developer and you're missing something from MetaZone that'll help you make it easier on your life to submit stuff or create stuff, you got to let us know. Because if you don't let us know, we never know.
Can we plug another one of our creators? We haven't brought him up yet. I don't hope... Should we? The Claw guy.
Oh.
Can we bring up his stuff?
Well,
because he's like a great example of somebody. He's independently creating his own meta.
Yeah.
His own gaming experience. It fits. It almost like looks like something we would have made. We had no hand in it. You know what I'm talking about,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, like you said, you're talking about creators. This one is mind-blowing to me. I'm very impressed.
Okay, so I'll bring the video up that he showed us. I think it's in creators.
Most likely. So again, join our Discord if you're an aspiring creator. Oh, there it is. There's always we got creator channels, we got wearable channels, channel for the players.
So I wanted to talk about this guy, but his name is JFQS6M.
Yeah. This is, okay, Robert G.
Robert G.
There you go. So if just by looking at this, if you don't even know what this is, then I feel sorry for you because this is like everyone's childhood, right? Look at this thing, man.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yeah, so
this is the perfect example of, so
this guy, I don't think that he's like a professional developer, but he's able to make this entire claw game.
Yeah.
In Decentraland.
It looks great. It works as far as, at least let's replay that again. That deserves a second. Yeah,
look at this.
So this is a 1x1.
So
those of you with intending to, like, if you have like giant estates and you want an arcade experience, you have our games probably already deployed.
Yeah.
And then this is like a perfect addition.
Hell yeah. So each time you play this claw game could be like 100 mana, and then you can pull out like a rare NFT.
Who knows? It's up to
this guy, Robert G.
Yeah, this guy, or potentially probably the land host. If you're purchasing this meta, it's like you're buying a soda machine, right? Like you're the owner of a soda vending machine. It's up to you to upkeep the inventory of the soda machine, and you can put whatever you want in that machine, right?
Dang, that's such a good idea, man.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's actually fucking awesome. You can put whatever you want in there, dude. If you want, you can put like different strains of marijuana. And like if you somehow tie it to like a fucking weed shop, like in California or something.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude, how cool would that be?
That
dude?
would be cool.
It's like
But I don't think you can mail marijuana though.
Yeah, I know. That was just
maybe you could get like a voucher to buy your local marijuana.
Who knows, dude? Anything is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it doesn't necessarily have to be like a Decentraland NFTs. You know.
Yeah.
Ideally, that's what it is.
Well, but not even Decentraland. It could be any NFT. It doesn't have to be Decentraland.
True. But yeah, it's not like you're gonna get one every time either. He's gonna make this a little. Dude, if you ever played this in real life.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking is like how you go to the wearables channel and there's people like hawking their NFTs. Like I'm selling my NFT bundle and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you could put that entire bundle, just throw it in this cube into this game, and just say, look, if you want those, you can potentially win that bundle, and try your luck at actually extracting it. So like this is just a different a gamified version of selling your NFTs.
But so what do you get by staking your, let's say the bundle's worth 1,000 mana?
It just depends on how you like.
What if somebody just like yocks it like immediately by chance? And he only paid 10 mana to do so. How's he gonna recoup his investment?
Well, because the valuable bundled NFT is a cube that sits at the very bottom of the stack, and so you have to like.
Oh, I see.
Get all the other cubes out of the way in order to get to it.
Interesting.
Yeah,
maybe.
So instead of like selling it for 1,000 mana, you might end up making 1,200 or 1,500 mana.
Who knows?
Just because it's.
I'm assuming he's gonna model this almost identical to how like I said the real ones operate. Meaning like it's can probably like cubes is probably ideal. Maybe it'll be like a cube. It'll have like an image of like a CryptoKitty logo. So if you pick up this cube, you're probably gonna get like a random CryptoKitty or something.
Yeah. Or
maybe another cube with like the mana symbol on it, so it's like a random mana reward.
Yeah.
But the idea is you can't just go pick up all this stuff, dude. You're not shopping here. It's actually difficult. If you play the real one, you pick it up. 9 times out of 10, the freaking thing you're trying to pick up like slips.
Yeah.
And it drops back. So I'm assuming he's gonna program that into his box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, like he had nothing to do with this. All he's done is like asked maybe Oscar. He asked for KJ too for some assistance on a couple things.
Yeah.
But that's the whole point, he got inspired to create. He's in our Discord. He's creating, and I anticipate this thing is going to be hot. This thing's going to sell like hotcakes.
Totally agree.
But we'll see. It's up to him. We'll see how many he decides to mint. Maybe he just wants like 10 of these. I don't know. It's up to him. But this is awesome. This to me is like a great representation of like creator potential. This is great.
Yeah, and I wanna shout out to DZ Sunyek, the guy who did the Infinity Engine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'm encouraging
another guy with an interesting name.
I'm encouraging him to build a 1x1 version of the Infinity Engine and make a mini game. You could literally recreate Doom, the old school Doom with that.
Yeah.
But now, what I was thinking is he should recreate, like use the Doom assets, but create like an arena shooter with those Doom assets.
Totally.
And then the other one is Nicholas, the guy who's doing those cool dragon.
My Little Dragon.
My Little Dragons, yeah. That's another one, man. That's another one that could sell
like hotcakes.
Like hotcakes, man.
Totally.
But yeah, man, there's a lot going on, especially in a time like this where everybody's at home, like working.
Totally. Yeah, man. This is the time to invest your time wisely, I guess. Or we could just all veg out for the next couple months and watch Netflix, binge Netflix, or we could all just start creating.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah.
Create assets, man.
That's the message we're throwing out today. Spend your time creating.
Well, yeah, if you ever wanted to see people capitalizing on Corona's, like the Corona name, well, this is like a Corona bat.
Oh, where's that from?
That's like, I think if I scroll down here, somebody made... I forget what this is called. It's brand new. Like this whole thing started Corona babies.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Talk
Corona
about
babies.
somebody capitalizing on the Corona name, right?
Dude, good
Look at
job.
this. It's cute but deadly. Corona Babies is a new NFT art collection and soon to be Ethereum game.
Wow. They put little masks on the bats, dude. That's it.
Yeah, look at that. San Francisco.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, and all this is just a bunch of drawings of bats, and they call it Corona Babies, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then they're just selling these pictures as NFTs.
Yep.
That's the game.
Yep. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so we're not the first to yock the Corona name.
No, definitely not.
Hopefully we all don't get like cease and desist letters from Corona beer one day, but I don't think so.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
So yeah, I think that covers everything for today.
Totally. Yeah, so stay engaged.
Yeah.
Everybody.
So devs, we need you, man. Developers, game developers, people who have experience making games in Android platform or the Apple's ecosystem, like we need you to get into Decentraland.
Totally.
So yeah, if you want to reach us, make sure go to our Discord, you go to our Twitter, and hit us up through there at the Block Runner, and that's it, man. Hopefully we'll be back next week.
Dude, you keep saying that every week, man. You're scaring me. Like,
because we don't know, man. Once it shuts down,
that's true.
like
yeah.
it's gonna be a lot harder. And I was watching H3's podcast, and they were supposed to have PewDiePie on, and they canceled him, even though he flew all the way to Los Angeles.
Really?
And they just like blocked him.
They did.
Well,
the podcast did.
The podcast did, yeah.
Wow.
Because I don't know.
Interesting. Well, yeah, that's the way it's supposed to go.
Yeah,
like we're being irresponsible.
Yeah, we are.
We're sitting like shoulder to shoulder, dude. If one of us has the virus, like the other's fucked by now.
That's true.
We're like spitting hot breath on each other, basically.
All right.
So the virus is everywhere if one of us has it. So
Yeah.
you're not supposed to do this. You're supposed to be like separated by.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I mean, that's just what they tell us to do. But, but regardless, man, this is just part of life now. Like we're gonna have to just adapt and get used to this.
Yeah. Agreed.
The threat, you know.
Agreed.
But that's not. I can't. Everyone has to like settle down a little bit. Like we can't just like.
Yeah. Just
abandon life.
Yeah.
Out of pure fear. Like I said, there's still things that need to be done.
No, it's true. I mean, the whole point of it's to minimize like this exposure.
Yeah.
So it's probably better not to go like to Disney World.
Totally.
Right. It's probably better not to go to that bar where everybody's like nuts to butts.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Ultimately, yeah. This is serious. A lot of people were making jokes like at the beginning, but yeah, it's starting to become more obvious. Like this is a serious thing. The main joke being like this is a boomer remover. This virus, like, dude, that's actually really effed up, dude. Like, boomers are people too, man. Just because they're like a little further down their progression of life doesn't like devalue their life.
Agreed.
I mean, I don't know.
And that's not even the case. I mean, there's people who are not boomers that I think passed.
That's true.
So
yeah, I think the youngest guy I've seen so far, he's like 34 or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Just some guy out of California. He looked like me or something.
Yeah.
He's a little chubby, so that might have had something to do with it. Apparently, yeah, if you have a little extra weight on you, that's like a huge red flag. Like
I don't know. Maybe if you let this like virus run its course, like, you know, it's probably not a good thing if you don't get it treated. Like, this is probably one of those viruses that you have to get treated.
What do you mean?
Like, you have to go and get like actual.
You can't just like stay at home and like I'm gonna weather this out. Yeah, because it progresses into like a pneumonia type infection.
Then if you get pneumonia, then you can die.
Yeah, it's usually how you die.
Right.
Basically, and from like I've read some like eyewitness reports from some nurses and doctors. It's like disturbing too. It's legit lung failure where like they're gasping for air the last minutes or hours.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna. Let's not do that.
Recreate it.
Yeah, that's really like it's insensitive, man. Yeah, these are sensitive times. So yeah, we always ask ourselves, like, man, like
we're lucky. I mean, we're lucky for now. I mean, and we haven't had to like directly deal with it, but
I think it's coming.
Yeah.
But anyways, we'll be here, and I think other thing to add is we've mentioned before we want a host roundtable. At some point.
Yes. Dude, we need to get like Anorak. We need to get all the hosts. We need to get Toxic Sam.
Dennis.
Yeah. Like, we just got to schedule it.
Totally. Yeah, we'll probably start working on that.
Yeah.
Right now.
Cool, man. All right, guys. I appreciate it.
Wrap it up.
And we'll see you next week.
Be safe. Like I said, take this beer virus serious. But yeah, be safe.
Beer virus.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Peace
out.